Hello, 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 guys. This time we're going to try something different. You're not going to be able to see the dice as easily, but you'll be able to see us and kind of see how we're playing.
True.
So, I'm Alan.
I'm Steven.
Nice to see you guys again. We're in for another game match. You know the rules if you haven't watched us 1,000 times already, but for those that are tuning in for the first time, we're going to play with these preview decks that were made available by Team Covenant. We've already shuffled our decks. So, we have the four Seekers set out in the same order on both sides. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to roll a random D4 here, and that'll determine what we're playing for this matchup. And it's been a hot minute, so Steven, tell me real quick what's been tell our audience. I know what's been going on, but tell our audience what's been going on in your life real quick, and I'm going to look up something to make sure we're not goofing the rules up.
Yeah, just, been working a lot, lot of hours, a lot of steps. I think I'm averaging like 21,000 steps almost a day. It's been definitely a lot, but holiday season's in full swing, and really just been trying to rest where I can. Found a few games online that have been pretty fun. Hades 2, if you've never played that, it's very fun. It's a nice dungeon crawler game that I found that kind of also gives some Souls-like-esque strategy to it that I really enjoy. So that's been something I've been really latching onto lately whenever I have my own free time or just want to take a break. So
that makes sense. Yeah. Me, I've also been busy with work and enjoying time with my family, my two girls. So it's been that, and developing the game, getting ready for open beta to start in January. Of course, Steven's working with me on that, and we're going to try to get a lot of experience of that, and hopefully in 2 years after touring and getting a lot of feedback and making sure everything works like it's supposed to and it's fun. The biggest thing is fun. Like, sure. It doesn't matter how well designed your game is if no one enjoys playing it, doesn't matter much. So we might see it go to Kickstarter and might become something that you could play as well. So who knows? So let's see what we got here. I got a 2, so I'll got Jaco and Ace. Also a 2.
Oh, nice.
And then to see who goes first, I got a 2. 2 seems to be really popular today on the die.
And I also have a 2.
Alright.
Got a 2 again. Alright, let's roll it a little bit harder. 1. So there you go.
Alright, so I will start. And I was right. It is 5 shards to start with. My brain was like, you better check instead of just assuming. So I did just that. Well, that's a yes. That's a yes. That's a yes. And these 2 are no's. So I will draw 2. I think that's a pretty good. And I'll take these 2. And I'll shuffle them back in. How many did you take?
I took 2.
Okay. Alrighty. Alright. And of course, the very first action for either of us game cannot be to declare a delve. So as such, we have to do something else with the time. Jaco and Ace just seems to be pretty pro aggro. So I'm going to try something that may be completely stupid, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to call in favors, so I go from 3 to 1, because it costs 2 actions. That's my first. I'm going to gain 4, so that'll go to 9. And I will draw a card. That'll go to exile.
Right. Well, I think I'm going to do the same thing, actually.
Nice.
Go down to 1 action. Gain 4. Go up to 9. And then draw a card.
Alright, so I'm going to make a delve. I'm going to run on your council. So then as I approach that, I react in the instant window, exhaust to gain a heat. And gain 2, which will put me at 11. So I'll just mark it as 1. And put it down here to mark that it's above 10. And draw a card. Okay. And do you have anything? Okay, as I approach that, I will pay 1, so that'll put it at 10. So I'll just go 0 down here to play infiltrate, so that way I will get +2 cards on that, and then I will pay 1 to take you to 1 heat, and that'll take me to 9, and I will get to see 3 cards. So let's take a look at this one. I found an infiltrate. Boy, this is going to be a very doppelganger game. Okay, likely a trap. And of course, are they moments? Yes.
So.
Moments you can't do anything about, so I can't like destroy them or anything like that. So seeing them, I get the information and a fun run. Interesting. Where you might go running, I don't know. You got options. Alright, so I saw those. Can't do anything about those, so that ends my action. I am at 0. It is your action.
Alright, well, for my action, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to delve your council. I'm going to pay 1, go down to 8 to infiltrate.
You didn't want a Jaco and Ace?
And, yes, and as I approach, I will also exhaust to...
So I'll take you back to 10.
2, put me back to 10. And then I will... delve for 3 cards, or just go 3 cards.
You could also pay 2 to up my heat.
And I will do that as well. Go back down to 8.
So that'll put mine 2, so you'll get to see 5 cards, which is everything I have.
Alright, we'll go with this one.
You see Auntie Ruth with the cipher cost of you having to spend an action, which you're technically at 0 because we learned the action is spent at the beginning.
True. So I cannot do anything, but I at least see Auntie Ruth.
That's right. So there's Auntie Ruth there. Next up,
Go again.
you see the Dragon's Horde. You could pay 3 to destroy it.
No, I'll keep it.
Okay.
Go here again.
Telemel Cluster.
And I have to pay 4 to get rid of
Yeah.
it. Nah, you can keep that one. And then I will look at the next one.
Disagreeable Inspector.
Yeah, I'll pay the 2.
That'll put you at 6 because you're at 10. You paid 2, so you can put that back up there now. You're not in the 10s anymore.
Sure.
Then the last one is smooth handoff, which is a moment.
Okay. Well, at least I see your hands. And after that, looks like turn.
So, yep, that was the end. So we gained 3 actions. We gained a shard, so it'll put me back at 10.
Put me back at 7.
And then we unexhaust, ready, whatever term, and we draw a card. Okay. And of course, you are the first turn player.
Sure.
So you have the first action.
I think I'm going to go ahead and delve your hand once more.
Sure thing.
Or delve your council. And you have nothing.
Now, before you approach the district, are you Jaycoing again?
Yep.
So
Jayco
3.
is a heat. Gaining 2. Or wait.
Yeah, you gain 2. And you draw a card.
9. Drawing. And then I will pay 3 to up your heat. Going back down to 6. And I will start in the middle.
You have found the Dragon's Horde.
I will do nothing. I'll do this one.
A Capricious Informant.
Capricious Informant. And I will do the one left hand.
So that is a smooth handoff.
Wow. Well, I tried.
Okay, and your actions will be at 2.
Yep. And that's all I can do.
Okay. Alright. I will stage, which costs the action, then in instance, I will pay 2, so that'll take me to 8. Then reaction, after this card is forged, because I have forged it for 2, I get to stage an additional card. And then I will forge that for 2, instant speed, and get 6. Let's see, and then I will draw a card and gain a money. And I will turn it back to you.
Alright. Spend an action by placing a card here in my council. And I'm going to forge it for 3. And then this card is in my council path. It gets +1. And then I'm going to immediately exhaust. Put me back up to 5. And that is all I'm going to do.
Okay. I'm going to stage a card. And I will draw a single card of him. Okay, let's Back to you.
Okay. Go ahead and stage there and go down to 0. And that is all the actions I'm going to do. So we are going to.
So I got one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a run here.
Okay.
Let's see. So anything here, I will interact with that and pay 2 to destroy it.
This goes into your archives, correct?
It goes into your exile.
Exile, okay.
It was face up. And then I will pay 1, a bit of 4. And I will infiltrate a second time, so I will see 5 cards.
Okay.
Or actually, yeah, you have 4. So I was if you only had 3, that would have been dumb.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's start with you. Disagreeable Inspector. Go ahead and pay 2, and we'll get rid of that.
Okay.
Then we have a Canal Network. You're fine with that. Likely a Trap. And a Fun Run. Okay, so nothing in his hand unless he draws 1 after this action is all said and done. And I don't have any other instance to key off. So then we'll both gain 3. I'll still that. We'll both gain a shard and a card. That takes me to 3 shards. Okay. Go ahead and instant speed here, draw a card. So, very interesting what I'm working with now. I think the strongest thing for me to do in this one is to stage a card. So that'll take me to 2. And I will go ahead and also shard for 1. So that'll take me to 4. Back to you.
Alright. I think I'm going to go ahead and delve your council once again.
Okay. And then in the reaction window here, I am going. Well, first, as you're approaching.
I'm not.
Okay. Okay. I will forge him for 0. And I will exhaust this to shift him to the right.
Okay.
And I have to pay 2.
Wow. All right. And then after that encounter, I'll just keep moving on down. I will ignore your dragon sword.
Did you want to pay 4 to put me up more?
I am going to actually. You only have how many cards do you have in hand?
4.
4. No, I'm gonna pay 1
Yep.
to infiltrate. Go down to 5 shards. And look at your hand. I guess I will look at this one first.
You find Sergeant Cole. As a cipher, you have to exhaust a card in your archives path.
Which I do not have, so I cannot do anything with him. Then I'm going to check that one.
Waterway Ferry.
Waterway Fairy, I'm not going to do anything with him. That one.
Smooth Handoff.
Alright, and then
Capricious Informant.
Capricious Informant. Wow, so I know where Ruthie's at. That was really my whole goal, was figure out is she sitting in your hand or not, but alright, well that is my action, and I'll pass it off to you.
Okay. I will stage and I will draw a card.
And that's it.
Yep.
Alright.
It is to you.
So the instant symbol can only be used in the instant window, but you kind of already exhausted your Roarian bag.
Yes.
And that is in your council path, correct?
Yeah. It would still cost you 5 to get rid of them. Because now you get to hop over them, but to engage him, you would still have to go obstacle into that, as far as I've been made to understand.
Okay. I think in this case, I'm going to delve your... Was it library? What's the...
Commons.
Commons. I'm going to delve your commons, and as I approach the district, I will exhaust my Dragon's Lair to gain 2 shards and go up to 7. Just in case there's some shenanigans at play. And draw a card and gain 1 heat.
Okay, in the instant window here,
Yep.
I will forge the Waterway Ferry for 1. After this card is forged, shift it.
Wow. You know, maybe I should have done something with that by the time. But very good play. Very good play. So
I was like, once you saw that it was Rory Bug, I was like, okay, well now my next play is kind of forced. You gotta have to be ready to get him back out of the way.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
And so in this case, right, I would have to pay 5, right? Because he swapped.
Yeah. So now you would pay 2, and then you could pay 3 to destroy it. But it's
you
could pay 2 and then go further on.
Yeah.
Or you could stop and avoid it and call off your run at that point and save your money.
Right, because I really only have 1 chance to get him after this, unless you have some more plays in hand. But okay, it looks like I'll just stop. Stop while I'm ahead.
All right, and that will put you at 1.
Yep.
All right. Okay, you have to admit that was pretty fun.
That was fun.
All right. Alright, alright. I think I delve here. Yeah, I delve your commons.
Alright. Are you going...
Well, he's tapped out.
Okay, and then... Are you going to choose to confront this card, or...
Yeah, let's take a look at it.
You want to confront it? Alright, well, I'm going to...
Alright.
Eye Enforcer. I'm going to lose a shard and archive one card at random from your council. That card.
Okay.
And then it has the Seek ability. If this card is in your grid... Oh wait, no, that's if I... because it was seen, right? So
Yeah.
This card is in your grid. Archive this card. Archive 2 cards at random from engaged player's council. So I do it again, basically.
Oh, sorry. That's confront is if it was actually in play.
Okay, okay.
So, but the eye is the discovery if it's discovered.
Okay.
And this one has a particular thing. If this is in your grid, you can archive it, so you throw it face down in your archives, and then you get 2 cards from my hand.
Okay. But in this case, it would just go back to...
Well, if you wanted to do that, you would take 2 cards, archive them, and then put that in your archives as well. So you wouldn't have it for the future.
Yeah, I do want it for the future, so I will not do that.
Okay.
Right, so then it's going to go back down.
Well, I would have the ability to pay, but I have 1, so obviously I can't pay the 5 to get rid of it.
So would that stop you in your tracks, or do you have to keep going?
Nope, I can keep going.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna obviously pay 4, or no, I'd have to pay 5 to get you up. But we'll look at the top 4 of your deck.
Okay. Start with the first card.
Yeah.
Barbican Gate. Cost of 4.
So you get to gain 1 shard because it was discovered.
I have to remember that's always a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
And Dragon's Word.
Okay. Nope.
Transit Station.
Mm-hmm.
And Kaiser the Rat.
Ooh, if I only had 3. Okay, it's 4 down, so I'll have to remember that. Okay. Awesome. Alright. Well, then that makes it, yours.
Alright. Oh yeah, I think... Okay. Just want to make sure I thought it was in my mind for a second. I think I'm just gonna have to I need to get rid of Roaring Bug before it becomes a problem, so I'm gonna go ahead and delve your council once again. I'm gonna start with Roaring Bug, and I will wait for you if there's anything that you have planned. Nothing?
Nothing.
And it'll be a cost of 5, correct? Because Dragon Hordes is just... Okay.
Oh, hold on.
Right? Or would it be 6?
Each adjacent, yeah, so it'd be 6.
6, okay. Then I'll pay 6, go down to 1 shard, and claim Roaring Bug as my 1 of 3 pieces to win. So, or 1 of 3 agents. So, I will then...
You can bypass that.
Bypass that, and then...
You get to look at 3.
3. Likely a trap. Preach this informant. Sergeant Cole, and again, I have nothing for Sergeant Cole. Also, when I did the I enforced thing where I said archive one card at random from engaged players, I didn't see one.
That's if it was confronted.
So
Confrontations happen when the thing is forged in play.
Okay.
The discovery is what you had the option for, which is
that
sacking.
makes sense. Okay. So I will adjust this because I did take a shard.
Yep, so go to 2. Yeah.
Thank you for the clarification.
Nope, not a problem.
Alright, and that was my action. And then we will go to the refresh phase.
Yep. 3. And then I go to 2 shards.
3 shards.
And draw a card.
And I guess for my first move of the turn, I am going to approach your archives.
Sure.
And starting here at this instant window.
I'll go ahead and draw a card.
Okay.
And
oh wait, I think I may have screwed up. Yeah. Yeah. Do that.
It's still in the instant window, so
Sure. 5. And then
hold on. Still in the instant window.
Yep.
I'm debating on what goofy things I can pull off, if at all. Let's go ahead and go to 3. All right. Okay.
And then I will go to this window and take a look.
There you go.
And
all you would need is 2 because she's not built, so you don't have to go through the obstacle.
Really? I don't have to get through. Okay. Then yeah, I will. But I don't have to pay 3 though, right?
Oh.
Because of the Dragon Sword, right?
Each adjacent card, forged or unforged.
Okay.
So it would be
good.
3.
And then I will.
But you also have to spend an action.
Yeah, I will spend that, go down to 1, and pay the 3 to go down to 2 shards. Claim 2 of 3 pieces to the puzzle, and then as I delve into your archives, there's nothing, so that's all I can do. And pass it off to you.
Sounds good. Okay. Okay, I will make a run on commons.
Okay.
Let's go to 4. And I gain 2. And I draw a card. And I'm gonna anything in the instant window.
There is nothing I can do in the instant window. Actually, yeah, you're good.
Okay,
And then
make my way down to there. Then
after that instant window, though, I'll play likely a trap.
I will. What was my options with that again?
After you can.
If they do not archive the top 2 cards of their commons, so you will get 2 cards from my commons.
Okay.
Interesting. And I will push down. I'm not gonna pay, but I will go 5 in.
Okay.
So first up,
Transistation.
You get to keep it.
Kaiser the Rat.
So I'll pay 3 for that. That'll take me to 2. And then card number 3.
Garga Larga.
Nice. I will pay. There's a cipher. You have to exhaust your seeker, so can't do that. Okay. So then card 4. Roaring Bug. I'll pay 2 for that and go to 0.
And then you have a 5th one, correct?
Yeah, one more.
And then Telomere Cluster.
Cool.
Wow.
Interesting. Alright. Let me think. You keep going, like, by all means. I'm just having to think about what I'm doing after what you do.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about what I'm going to do, because this is going to be interesting. Well, I think it's the only thing that I can really do, though, for you. Or for myself, but... How many cards do you have on hand? In your hand?
7.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot. Well, I guess let's stage an unforged card in my comments.
I'm going to smooth hand off myself, take myself down to 3, and draw a card. Back to you.
It is your extra turn, because I lost my action from
Oh, yeah.
Auntie Ruth.
Okay. I'm going to take a shard. And then that'll do that. The random time where I feel like just get a shard. It's probably best. I was at 0 because I did not expect to be paying for 2 separate
Right.
guys in one run. So
Yeah, well, you definitely have put the
call in favors for 2 actions on my first. That'll take me to 6. And I will draw another card. Have 8 cards in hand now.
is the max total 7?
10, I think.
It's 10. Oh, that's right, because it's based on...
Oh, wait, no. Let me look at the rules. I think I might have needed this card down. Now, this would be the card I drew. Or wait, where's my card? Yeah, that's the.
And you would discard.
sorry.
Would you
That's the
discard
card
into
I
your
drew.
archives, or would you discard into your exile?
Yeah, you discard into your archives. I think you have to discard down to 5.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, about this. It's been a hot minute since we played. And
Yeah, it has.
Okay.
I want to make sure we're doing it right.
Mm-hmm. Good habits make good players.
Absolutely.
Okay, round structure, refresh, gain 1, draw 1 card. If you have more than 5 cards in your council, archive from your council until you meet the limit. So, okay, that was the one I would... Oh, you draw first. Okay, so I can choose from that to discard that card. So that's kind of good to know. So 1... I get 2 more cards out. 2... 3... That's 5. Okay. No, wait, that was the card I drew from playing Calling in Favors. So I can't discard that card. That card's... Let me find it. Non-existent because that would have been part of it. So this would have been the 5. Discard these 3. I play that and then draw that. So okay, we're good. Making sure there's no wonkiness with any of that.
Fair enough.
These go in. And give them a good shuffle because we've learned that these aren't stationary.
True.
And so now there's only 5 for your decision, but I did call in a favor. And then before I hand it over to you, actually, because I had to go down to 5, I will draw a card to put it back to 6. So at least it feels slightly better.
That is true.
And I'll gain a shard to go to 7 just to have all the money.
Fair enough. Alright. I feel like I need to prepare for everything, so in this case I am going to pay to forge.
So you'll, the action is the stage, just so everyone's, and then he's gonna forge at instant speed.
Yep, stage, and then forge my dragon sword, and then down to 2 actions, and pass.
Do you want to gain the money off your dragon
I
horde?
do not.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You need it for the coal.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I am going to declare run here, not tapping him.
Okay.
And I'm at your instant window here. Are you forging anything?
I am not.
Okay. I'm going to pass over that.
Okay.
Instant window here. Anything?
Okay. Are you choosing to seek? Is the prioritization you're going to choose to seek first, and then you don't, and then I can do something, or is it?
You would get the chance to forge now. If not, then I can choose whether I wanted to just pass over it or if I want to discover it.
Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and pay 1 to.
I thought it was that. All right. So
I believe that's a confront. Engaged player may exhaust a card.
they do not. You gain 2. I will go ahead and exhaust this because it's doing me no good. Because you're not going to run on my commons. You're going to run on my council.
Yeah.
And then instant window here. Anything?
Nope.
And then instant window there. I am going to not pay the money to go any further than the 5 I already get to see. So,
but in that in this instant window, I am going to exhaust my seeker.
Nice.
Draw a card, which if you know
Yep.
what card that was.
Yep. Very nice.
Okay. So we got a telemail cluster, nothing.
Nothing.
Got a capricious informant.
I'm good.
Got a fun run.
Mm-hmm.
Got a smooth handoff.
And number 5, do I get lucky?
Oh no.
There he is.
But I got lucky because we're telemail cluster.
Yep, is bound.
Yep.
Or is exhausted.
Yep.
Well, I know where he is, so that'll do that. Alright. Takes me to 0.
Wow. What a interesting game. Alright, well, this is a weird situation, but I think I will have no choice but to that I honestly have to do this. I have to delve your comments, actually.
Okay.
So anything here?
Nope.
Anything here?
Nope.
Anything here?
Nope.
Anything there?
Nope.
All right. I am going to, just regularly delve your comments for 3.
Okay. Didn't know if you were going to heat me up. Okay, first up, a Barbican Gate, so I'll gain 1. I'll go to 8.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Transit Station.
Okay.
And the Canal Network.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna do anything there. But in response, after breaching you, I will play Fun Run to gain 3 shards.
Perfect.
Taking me up to 3. Taking my action down to 1. And passing it off to you.
Well, I did calling in favors one
that's
additional
right,
time,
so-
so you're gonna get 2 more actions in a row.
Oh boy.
If you can do it.
Well, then I guess I am going to go ahead and delve your archives. Anything here?
Nope.
Here.
Nope.
Here. All right. And then I
So these are at random.
persistent format. And Canal Network. And when these go back into the archives if
Nope.
I choose them?
You could choose to let them go back in the archives, but you could destroy them for 0 for free.
Oh, okay.
So
That makes more sense.
I don't want to take away your rights of making a terrible decision, but you do have the right to just put those back in and hate yourselves. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's fair. All right, well, it is.
There's got to be a card. The fact that they didn't say just automatically destroyed. There's gonna be a card. Probably the blue faction. This is my hot take, and the blue faction is gonna get a card that will let you if this is sent to exile from archive, then you get this negative reactionary effect. So the point is you're gonna keep letting it clog up the archives because you don't want to pay to actually exile it.
Yeah, that would be
delayed, lost munitions or something.
Yeah.
It's a bomb that's just been sitting in the trash heap.
Yeah, that would be. That honestly would be good. I think blue's.
It seems to be very archive
heavy.
Play heavy, yeah.
All right, well, I think that's.
So then we'll gain the 3. I'll go up to 9. And you'll get that. And then I'll draw a card, but then I gotta discard down. Because I am at 7, so I gotta discard down 2. Okay. Yay! Okay. All right. Oh.
All right. Well, go ahead and stage card, and then I'm going to pay 2 to go down to 2 shards to forge a Talamel cluster. After this card is forged, I may stage 1 card in any of my districts. So I'm going to stage this card.
Okay.
And that is...
I would be at 8 because I would still have to pay the 1 tax. We're so
true.
Focused on the.
Really want those agents. No, you're not wrong.
So, to be fair.
Yeah, and then that's all I want to do.
Okay. I am going to make the quintessential run attempt now on the almighty commons here. So, anything in this instant window?
Let me see something real quick. That is... No, I'm not going to do anything there.
So then I'm going to bypass that. I come here. Is there anything in the instant window before I go into this?
Nothing there.
Okay, so now I will... What is it? To not give you money. It's a card?
Yeah, just a shard. Or wait, you're talking about for the Barbican gate?
No. Yeah, the confront here.
The confronts engaged player may exhaust the forge card in their grid if they do.
Oh, forge card. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'll do that. That one.
Okay, cool.
And that's done.
And then you're gonna pay the 1 barricade cost.
Yep. So I'll go to 7.
All right. And then in this instant window, after that, I am going to up to 3 and have 3 shards. And then I will pay 3 to forge Gargalarga.
Nice.
And I think it makes sense to...
Interesting. So how much is he?
His cipher is... he's 4 barricade, 1...
so 5. I got
5.
7. That's fine.
Yeah, and then...
I need to exhaust my...
Seeker, yeah. So, I think that's game.
Yep. I will exhaust. I will pay 5. Going to 2. And Gargalarga will be my 3rd. Good game.
GG's.
So that's another game, guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing us this time around.
Yeah.
Looking forward to more. As always, feel free to write us. Let us know what's going on. Let us know what you think. We appreciate any feedback. Hope you have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.